Chinese government has already began implementing a trade embargo. They don't want any sort of resource that can be used for military applications to come over to the United States of America or to NATO allied countries. Now, we are looking at security experts inside of the Asian Pacific who are warning that right now we have maybe a 1-year window until an open and full hot war between China and the United States of America takes place. This makes sense because Russia, North Korea, Iran, and other countries are already rallying the troops to get ready for a massive situation to happen in the Asian Pacific. When this happens, according to these security experts, you will have maybe 3 to 6 days to get to the store and get every single item that you need for a 3 or 6 month period before they are wiped off of the shelves. The trade embargo that is happening on these specific metals and these specific items will not stop there. They will stop the shipment of all goods between China and the USA. They will eventually make their way to the United States homeland, but they'll come through other countries, which means that every bridge that it passes along the way will tax on a fee. Your $3 item will suddenly cost $12. It will tax on a fee. Your $3 item will suddenly cost $12 to $15. That will weed out the number of people who can afford to purchase them at our stores, and it will also make the shelves very bare, even worse than they were during COVID. So
what I want to say, Kalala, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Hawashai, Ba'ashem Kodash, the blindness of the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, with over perceiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Hawashai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahushua is the name of his only begotten Son. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the MOTB. Serpent Jews is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahushua, whom the leniently called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment, as it is written. So I want to go straight into this lesson concerning the lack of supplies, the lack of goods, the lack of food in the days to come. And as we have said, and even yesterday at camp, we went into this briefly concerning when people are going to realize the times that they're in is when these comforts that they have, such as to go to these stores and pick up goods that can last them for the week, for the fortnight, or for the month. But we're heading into a time in which instability is going to be at its all-time high. Whether I want to be financial instability, whether I want to be food insecurity, isn't it? But every form of instability is going to be at an all-time high. Because due to the geopolitical state of the world right now, due to all of these wars and rumors of wars taking place, military drills being done, the world is on edge. Countries choosing sides, saying they're accelerating the path to de-dollarization. Check out the BRICS countries. America say maga chump, let me say chump. Say maga tax those BRICS nations if them continue on the path of de-dollarization. So we're in some interesting times in which Trump already threatened tariffs on China and many other countries, even Canada and Europe. So we're in some interesting times in which we're going to see a lot of things unfold before our eyes. And a lot of people don't believe that one day they might go to these storehouses where they can look up, buy them goods, and it's going to be empty. All the essential things that you desire is not going to be there. A perfect example was in the time of the whole demic. You have bathroom supplies that you couldn't get, such as simple toilet paper, was out of stock. People I buy them there rapidly. When you go into the stores, you couldn't get none. So I'm not even talk about food in itself. Just simple things that you might need in your house. Because the food is going to be the main catalyst of riots and chaos in the streets when you cannot provide for you and your family. But let's read this. This is 2 Ezra 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. And who you hear complain now? The farmers. Those that are planting crops and look for yield the crops at certain period in time. Either them get too much rain or them get no rain. Either or either. But that's all the workings of your about Shimei Oshai, because he's about to bring a great famine upon the land. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And where out here in Jamaica, where they refer to as the full storehouses? The Shoppers Fairs, the Super Plus, the ILOs, the Brooklyn shopping centers, you know. So those are the full storehouses, and the Chinese shops them want to run to for the cheaper goods. All these places are going to be found empty in the space of 3 days. Once chaos breaks out, you have a lot of looting taking place also. Because at one point food is going to be rationed out to individuals, meaning when you come to the shops or the stores, you cannot buy more than certain amount of things. Give you an example. Saying you're going to buy unused food. So you can buy chicken, and normally you could get 7 pounds of chicken. You only ever can get 2 cheap pounds of chicken, and that you can share between you and your family. And these are the times that we are coming in which you got the shops. And normally you could get 6 toilet paper. Now you only could get 2 to 3. That's rationing of supplies. These are the times that we're going to be heading into very soon. And plus you have inflation in the midst of that also. So food prices is going to be at an all-time high. Just take a look at Zimbabwe. I see man I walk with barrel. What the thing the name? Can't mind him, man. What kind of barrel, man? But for the lack of better terms, people are walk with a crocus bag of money. And the money well can't afford bread. Just look at that itself. Wheelbarrow, yeah, that's the word. You see man I push wheelbarrow, what a money in a Zimbabwe, and it value nothing. And we're heading into those times here in Jamaica and around the world. And when I say this is not nothing being done coincidentally. This is done by design, because they're gonna crush this current system that you have and you have trust in, and bring in that new system which is gonna be digital currency. That's why all of the central banks around the world, you don't talk about ICBM. But we ever talk about digital currency. You see? So let's continue. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And when I saw what the trumpet is going to give a sound about, is about the famine, you know. the lack of foods on the shelves, that until the food storehouse shall be suddenly found empty. Because you have the trumpet that makes sound of war, famine, pestilence, and different plagues. And in truth, we are representation of the trumpet being sound now, but them not regard it, yeah. And the scripture said, then shall they know that the prophet had been amongst them, when them start to the things that transpired that we were declaring aforetime. Verse 24, at that time shall friend fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The spring of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. And these are the times that are coming upon us here.
Than they were during COVID. So my suggestion to you right now is to get everything that you need for that time period. We do have countries around our world sending out apps, they're sending out books and pamphlets, they're giving advice on how their citizens should build bunkers, stockpile food, live without electricity, and be able to communicate with each other. They're not doing this because they're pushing fear, unlike the USA and other countries that use it as a narrative to get their own agenda accomplished. These people are just telling their citizens that this is the way it is, and you should get as prepared as you can. Germany developed an app that will help people locate the closest bunker when an event takes place. Sweden distributing a multi-dozen page pamphlet that's called If Crisis or War Comes. Finland already having their people download emergency preparedness guides. In the prospect of a broader conflict, which they say is coming, the people should be ready. They're taking steps to get the populations, quote, war capable, unquote. We live in uncertain times, says one of the pamphlets. Armed conflicts are being waged in our corner of the world, speaking of Europe and Russia. Terrorism, cyber attacks, disinformation. Each one of these items are being used to undermine and influence us. These pamphlets prologues say that you have a limited amount of time to get ready for a world war. They advise, among other things, there is so many enemies on the left, but I need more troops to take them out. Let's turn this -8 into +4. Okay, this should definitely help me time to get ready for a world war. They advise, among other things, to know where your shelters are, to have early warning.
So, as they must say, them are warning people. What kind of warning we get out here in Jamaica? And for getting NIDs, with digital identification. That's the only thing that is being pushed out here. Geopolitically, we don't know nothing that is going on in the world at large. We hardly know what takes place out here in Jamaica, much less on a global scale. But this is the mindset you're supposed to be in right now. This is 2 Ezra 16 verse 40. O my people, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Because this is the mind frame that we're supposed to be in, because we're heading into that collapse time period, in which those that trust in this world is gonna come to the realization that, hey man, there's no hope and there's no saving this place. Because everywhere you turn, things will get worse and worse and worse, He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that had no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap. And the scripture make mention of the sown place shall appear unsown. These are the times coming, So it says, he that soweth as if he shall not reap, so also he that planted the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain, and only labor now that is not in vain is you doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, going out there on the highways and byways, declaring it to the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who they are, that they are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the true seed of Israel. Declare unto them the name of their power, which his name is Yahweh, the name of their Savior, his name is Yahweh Shai, and they declare unto them to reject the MOTB, which is the RFID microchip, and take heed unto the word as it is written in the scriptures, yo. How shall a young man cleanse his ways? This is where you're supposed to focus on now, yo. This is where you're supposed to tune into now, in this point in time. When I say the world are collapsing before your eyes, yo, all the signs are play out. Whether I want to be earthquakes and uproar of the people in the world, as it's written in 2nd Esdras 2nd Esdras 9. The Lord tells us that these are all signs of his coming. But no one regards these things because of who Yahweh Bashim Yahshua put this knowledge within to declare these things unto his people. They are looking for someone, like their politicians, their pastors, their scientists, doctors, people of noble standing in society to come and tell them these things, yeah. But when them look, them just see some young men, out there in the highways and byways, declaring things that they have never heard before, yo. So, and must we make it up? That's their thought process. Not knowing that these words that we are speaking unto you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. But the thing is, in this stress, is that point, you're not going to seek to the words that we are saying. But it's going to be too late. This is Proverbs 1, verse 20. Because now is that acceptable time, yo. It said, wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates. In the city she uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorner delight in their scorning, and fools their knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. And this is what's being done now. The word of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua is being made known unto you, whether you believe it, yes or no. This is the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua being declared by his prophets, his servants. Verse 23, turn you up Verse 24, because I have called and he refused, I have stretched out my hands and no man regarded, but he has set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Because your early is too late, yo. Now, when this word is being preached unto you, now is the time to believe. Now is the time to take heed unto the words that are being spoken by the prophets, yo. But when you reject the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua and trust in vain philosophies of this world, believing that life is going to continue as it is.
Warning systems to have security and how to use the toilet if there's no water. In a 3-week emergency in the USA, you'll see an absolute breakdown of everything that you know. There won't be running water. There won't be running sewer. People's trash is just going to pile up. It's going to bring in disease and rot and all sorts of nasty. People will, like they're saying the Haitians did, start eating the cats and dogs of your street. If you don't have anything ready, you'll be eating them too. They recommend keeping a massive supply of water at home, manually checking on it to make sure that it's still safe to drink. You see, this water is saved in plastics If given access to the sun, you will have microplastics inside of your water. If you have a break in the barrier, you're going to have some sort of bacteria growth potentially. If there's anything inside of it, you got to have a water filter.
So I'm going to close on this note. This is Isaiah 65 verse 12, and it read, Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. And this was the same line of reasoning when a Rasta man will come up yesterday. I reason about because he say talk about tilling the soil, and because in their mind and believe say the government, we are gonna push forward the elite agenda. I'm gonna make them go up on the hills, go plant and separate themselves from society. No. That's not possible with the system that is going to be implemented here. The one way they can survive this is to trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And I'm talking to you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because you're the true descendants of Israel, not the rest of the world. Verse 14, Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And that is what will beat a lot of people here in those days. And at that time, when I soon bone them and rip them, I show forth, I remember saying they are walk past some men out there on the highways and byways, saying unto you these same things, But what is scripture saying Isaiah 30 verse 21? So I'm going to hear a voice behind and say, this is the way, walk in it. But when you choose not to listen to that voice on the ear behind you, because when you look around on the individuals them who speak these words unto you, they were not nobles of this world. But you don't know who they are in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And in due time, you're going to figure it out. So with that, I want to say, Kalalal, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kodesh. Shalom.